Labor Day Classic post-game press conference. We have Prairie View in here. We have Devon Reed, number 95, Nick Petrie, number 88, Trey Green, number 7, Brandon Medina, number 44, and the head coach, Willie Simmons. We're going to start out with an opening statement from the head coach.
I'm glad you guys are here today. I'm excited to be the head coach of these young men. This is the greatest group of guys I've had the opportunity to be around, and I'm just proud that they were able to start this season off on the right foot. I look to my left and see Brandon Medina, a guy that's been a part of this program for 4 years now, and for him to be able to say that he's left when he finishes his playing days and say that he's had a chance to, have this record against Texas Southern and to be able to leave as a senior and beat them 38-11, it just makes my heart melt. And these other guys still got a lot of time left, but I'm proud to be their head coach. I'm proud of the effort that they put in, the commitment to excellence that they exhibit every day, and they're trying to do everything right that we ask them to do. And again, I can't say enough how proud I am of them.
Coach, if you can. Hold on. Now we're gonna open the questions up for the players and then the coach at the end.
All right, fellas. What transpired at halftime versus down open in the second half? What did Coach talk to y'all about as far as corrections?
Coach emphasized making the plays that come to us, making better tackles, and just executing the way we're supposed to. They gave us a good game plan. We need to execute to the T, to the exact way that they want us to do it. And that's the main thing we did at halftime.
Basically, he came to us and said that this the game plan. We got to execute it, hold on to the ball, just execute the game plan, set forth that we've been doing all year. It ain't nothing new. We just gonna keep doing what Coach puts in front of us, and we just got to execute to the T. And we execute to the T, and this is what happens.
You all got a quick hit early in the game, and then it was a stalemate the rest of the way. But you still were able to get things done. You just weren't able to punch the ball, the ball in the first half. The rest of the first half. What mentally, where was everybody? Was it falling off track, or just some things that you saw that TSU was doing and weren't able to punch it in anymore, or what? You tell me. You all out on the field.
Basically, just I had a lot of misreads, I take ownership of that, with the fumble, but it's all repetition, we're going to get back to work on Monday. And it really wasn't nothing they was doing, but basically we was really stopping ourselves because we really had a lot of turnovers, 3 and out, going 3 and out in less than a minute. Can't have that, we got to keep executing the game plan. So we really kind of got out of character a little bit, and when we went to halftime, we really found our character and got back to what we've been doing since day one.
I've got a question for all of you guys to answer, if you could, one at a time. This is a rival game. It's a big game, and Medina, you've been awarded captain on defense. Petrie, you first pass is a touchdown. Trey, you set the tempo with an 80-yard run. Debo, you get a sack, credit for a sack and a half. What was the biggest challenge for you all as players to buy into the new system of Coach Simmons?
Ever since I've been here, we really haven't just won. 500, that ain't good enough. Coach came in with a new mindset, new things, and we all bought in. Having no spring, I think it brought us closer. So when it came down to count, we all bought in, and we just had to we had to do what we had to do to get it done.
Well, like Nick said, Coach came in with a new mindset, new attitude. When he came in, I think Coach was really hard to bring him to Prairie View. It was a blessing that he came to Prairie View because he came with a new mindset. We was kind of 5-5, 6 and 4 year. We really couldn't get over that hump. And when Coach Simmons came, he came to us, sat everybody down, and said, "This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. If you do it this way, this is gonna happen to you." And right now, it shows for itself.
Just breaking old habits. We had a bad stigma over us. We had a lot of negative things we were doing, a lot of bad habits we were doing. And this man on the right of me came in and he changed the whole atmosphere. If he was on the sideline, anybody was on the sideline, you could tell the difference. I could tell the difference. Where one fell off, another one picked up, and he brought that here. He brought that tradition here, and that's a tradition that's gonna keep going on forever.
when Coach Simmons came in, the buy-in process, it really didn't start on the field. It really started off the field, per se, if you have to think about it. He really got on us about doing the little things off the field right, and if you do it off the field right, then it'll pour onto the field. So after that, the rest was history.
Coach, if you would, talk a little bit about the defensive effort. All the talk coming into the game had been about how prolific the offense could be, but you guys were able to really harass Texas Southern's quarterbacks into a couple of turnovers and really just give them fits, keeping them from getting some big plays downfield.
Oh, no question. You know, I tip my hat to this defensive bunch. This is why I brought Coach Street along with me. I knew what type of passion he had for the game of football. I knew how passionate he was about developing young men and making them better on and off the field. And all of those things showed up tonight. You know, just like these guys said, you know, our approach starts off the field, and it's about doing the little things right. You know, it's about our habits. And if we develop good habits, and that's something that Coach Street and the rest of the coaching staff, we preach daily. And the defense, I wasn't surprised by how they played, to be honest. I've gone against them every day in practice, and I see the intensity. I see how they have come together as a unit. I see how they fly to the football and encourage one another and push one another. And the most encouraging thing that I saw today was that when we were kind of stalling on offense, I didn't hear any bickering. I didn't hear the defense one time say, "Man, come on, offense, we got to get going." I didn't hear, you know, anything, any of that stuff. And that's the sign of a close football team. That's the sign of a family. And that's what we're trying to build here. And again, I can't say enough about how proud I am of these young men for exemplifying everything that we talk about as far as doing things right, being a family, overcoming adversity. The offense saw a lot of adversity the first half. You know, again, after Trey's long run on third down, we were 0 for 7. And we finished the first half 1 for 7 on third downs, which is unacceptable to us. You know, but they were a resilient bunch, and I think we ended up 7 of 15. You know, so the second half we were 6 of 8 on third downs, and again, it's a tribute to how these guys persevered. The defense came in at halftime, and I only said one thing: our motto for Thursday is finish, and we have to finish the game. 3 points, that's great, but we got to finish the game. No team has ever won a game at halftime, and our defense took that as a challenge to come out the second half and continue to stonewall them. And if it wasn't for a late touchdown that they got when the game was pretty much out of reach, I mean, these guys would have held a powerful Texas Southern offense to 3 points.
I believe James Paul Bryant had an interception in the third quarter, and you guys really kind of took control of the game. How big of a turning point was that interception for you?
It's a huge turning point. We thrive on turnovers on defense. That's one thing that we preach. Every day they do a turnover circuit. You know, and it's a thing that you emphasize that's going to show up. You know, I firmly believe what shows up on film is what you coach. And we emphasize turnovers. We emphasize tackling. We emphasize running to the football, 11 hats to the ball. And those guys did that tonight. And we were opportunistic. We had about 5 that we could have gotten. I wish we could have held on to a couple of them that went through our hands. But, you know, for JP and for Medina to get interceptions, you're talking about 2 linebackers, you know, getting interceptions. I mean, that just shows how hard they've worked to do the little things right that we talk about, looking the ball in, being in the right position, you know, bluffing the quarterback. I think, you know, we were in a buzz type concept when the quarterback thought that JP was rushing, he dropped up underneath the quick game route. And all of those things, again, that Coach Street and his staff have worked on all week showed up today. And again, I can't say enough about what these guys did and how they persevered and how hard they worked to get us to this victory today.
Coach, at the end of the game, there was a lot of, tickets to be sold, a lot of throwing back and forth, talking about the clock is running, this, that, and the other, and a big clock was handed to you at the luncheon on Thursday. But there was a big embrace between you and Coach Asbury toward the end of the game. What was said, if you don't mind, if you could share what was said at the end of the game?
He just told us we deserved it. You know, and I have a lot of respect for Coach Asbury. You know, he's been in this game a long time. He's done a lot of great things, and all coaches, I think most head coaches respect one another. You know, what we did during the week, like you said, is for ticket sales. You know, but at the end of the day, we both knew that we had to get our teams prepared to play. But I have a ton of respect for Coach Asbury. I think he has a ton of respect for me. I have a ton of respect for a lot of guys on this staff. Coach Northern, you know, we talked after the game. Coach Cedric Thornton, a guy that I've known for a long time. John Shannon, you know, who I've talked to before in the past. You know, the list goes on and on. Zerick Rollins, a player that I coached last year, you know, that's on the staff there. David Metcalf played for us. and he's on the staff. So but again, I have a lot of respect for Coach Asbury, and he has a fine football team. And those guys played hard and competed, which is what I thought this game would be. It would be a 60-minute battle. We made some plays, and we put ourselves in a position in the second half to kind of blow the game open. Defense was very opportunistic, and we began to settle down after a rocky first half. And once we came out the second half and settled down offensively, defensively continued to play at a high level. In the kicking game, we kind of got rolling on and had a couple of short punts in the first half. We had a couple of guys not on the field when they needed to be. But second half, we got all those things corrected, and we showed that if we continue to just focus on the details, we can be pretty good.
One more question.
I'll ask you. Is this your team?
Mr. Robinson can answer that, but I'm gracious. I'm thankful to have an athletic director who believes in me, in my vision for this program. He's very supportive, allows me to work, tries to give us everything we need to be successful, and that's important. So this has been my team from the time he hired me, and these guys. When I walked in the door the first day, they bought in. They began to believe in what we talked about daily. They began to do the little things that we talked about, and they continue to get better every day. They understand that we're not done. This game is just the beginning. This game, all it does is just puts us right now 1-0, and that's all it does. Courtney Brown in the locker room said, this game is over now. At the end of the day, let's celebrate it tonight. Let's enjoy it. But come tomorrow, the players are off tomorrow. Coaches will be back in office, getting ready for Texas State, and these guys understand that come Monday, we got to get ready to go play a good football team. This is our guarantee game. This is the FBS opponent that we're playing, and we want to go in and win the game. And we know that a lot of things we got to do to get better, to clean up, and to 38 points and holding the defense to the other team to 11 is pretty good. But when we watch the film, we'll see that there's still a lot of work to be done. And these guys are shaking their head up here as I'm saying it because they know they can play better. And it's, again, continuing to do little things right, focusing on the 7 things that we talk about every day, and continue to stay close as a family and just outworking your opponent. And if we do that, everything that these guys dream about and want, we have a chance to do it. Everything we want right now is still on the table. So it's for us to continue to press on, push forward, and continue to work hard to be the best team that we can possibly be and represent this university in the way that it needs to be represented.
All right, we would like to thank Prairie View for the press conference.
Thank you, guys.